Love it or hate it, report writing is something that every teacher has to do. Whether you're new to education or very experienced, writing reports can feel overwhelming at times. In your report comments, you want to be honest but encouraging, detailed but concise, but most importantly, you want parents or carers and their child to understand and use the feedback. Hiya everyone, I'm Zoe from My Progression, and in today's video I'll be sharing practical advice to make report writing easier, faster and more effective. Generally, reports are released termly, with the largest report being released in the summer term. If you're a primary teacher, you will be responsible for writing a whole report for each child you teach. However, as a secondary teacher, you will need to write report comments on the subject you teach, or perhaps for pupils who are in your form group. Regardless of the age you teach, here are my top tips for report writing. Tip number 1, keep it clear and concise. One of the biggest challenges in report writing is finding the right words without making comments too long-winded. Whether you're new to teaching or you've written hundreds of reports, parents and children need clear, digestible feedback. Instead of using overly detailed or vague sentences, you should keep it concise but meaningful. If your comments are too wordy, then the main points you want to get across will be lost, and the parent or carer may lose interest when reading. An example of a clear and concise report comment could be, David is gaining confidence in maths, but needs extra practice applying his knowledge of the 4 operations to solve word problems. Something important to remember is, less is more. Keep it straight to the point. If you're enjoying this video, don't forget to give us a like and subscribe for more from My Progression. We release new videos weekly so that you receive consistent CPD, keeping your career in motion. We have a specific playlist of videos, all aimed to support our teachers throughout various aspects of their career. Whether you're an ECT, an experienced teacher, or just interested in finding out more about teaching, check out this playlist by following the link in the description below. Tip number 2, balance positives and areas for improvement. As a teacher, it's important to be honest when report writing, which includes not sugarcoating or being overly critical, but balancing positive comments and areas to improve on. A good structure to use is to start with a positive comment, something the pupil does consistently really well. Then, mention an area for improvement, giving examples of how they could do this. And finally, end the comment with encouragement about the next year ahead and the child's future successes in their education. An example of this could be, Sophie participates well in English lessons and enjoys sharing her ideas about a range of texts. To develop her skills when analysing texts, she should focus on structuring her written arguments more clearly. With continued effort, I am sure Sophie will further develop her analysis skills within her writing. This approach ensures pupils and parents or carers feel motivated rather than discouraged, and they know exactly what targets they are aiming for. Tip number 3, be specific, never vague. Parents and carers want to understand exactly what their child is doing well in and where they need more support. Instead of vague statements, it's important that you are specific about strengths and areas for growth. An example of a vague report comment could be, James is good at science. Your comments must be more specific than this to show that you know your pupils, how they are achieving and any gaps in their learning. The more precise your feedback, the more useful it is. After all, your role as a teacher is to support your pupils in progressing their learning and help them in areas that they find more difficult. By being specific and showing you know their child, you will build confidence with the parents and show that your comments are accurate and objective. Tip number 4, use parent-friendly language. It's important to remember that not all parents and carers understand education jargon. We use a lot of abbreviations and teach in different ways to how many parents and carers learn in school. Therefore, you should keep your language simple and accessible so that it's suitable for all. Making reports easy to understand ensures that parents and carers can support their child's learning by knowing exactly what they need to practice on. For example, too much educational jargon might sound something like, Abby demonstrates strong inferential comprehension skills when analysing prose. Instead, you should say, Abby can read between the lines to understand hidden meanings in different types of texts. This avoids using complex terms, instead using clear, everyday language that everyone can understand and explain Abby's learning and progress. Tip number 5, use comment banks, but make sure you personalise them. When you're writing reports for a whole class or more, using a comment bank can be a lifesaver. A comment bank will consist of pre-written phrases that help speed up the process and save you that precious time. However, it's crucial you don't copy and paste the whole comment. Each report needs to be personalised for the individual child and contain adapted, specific comments. Using a comment bank will allow you to focus on including detail about the child instead of focusing on sentence structure. An example from a comment bank might be, People's name has made excellent progress in subject and consistently demonstrates a positive attitude to learning. When personalised, this could sound something like, Jenny has made excellent progress in English, particularly in creative writing, where she confidently expresses her ideas and demonstrates a positive attitude to learning. As you can see, small tweaks make comments genuine and meaningful without rewriting similar comments over and over again. As well as keeping a comment bank, keep a record of your finished reports for next year so that you can look back at your previous examples for your new cohort. Tip number 6, plan ahead and avoid last-minute writing. If you're an experienced teacher, you know the pain of last-minute report writing. And if you're new to teaching, trust me, you don't want to leave them until the last second. It's absolutely vital to plan ahead. Something that I used to do as a primary school teacher was keep brief notes on my pupils throughout the term. This could include information on each child's progress in different subjects, specific topics they've enjoyed, and any standout moments from across the year. I used to use a simple spreadsheet to keep track of this, including strengths, challenges, and key achievements throughout the term. Staying organised and getting ahead will save you hours when report writing, and it means you won't forget any important details from the academic year. When creating this spreadsheet, consider the way you are storing the information. For example, use the child's initials only and fill out the document as if a parent was reading it. Tip number 7, avoid bias and subjectivity. Be mindful of unconscious bias. You must ensure that all your comments are objective, fair, and evidence-based. We all know there will be those pupils that just push your buttons slightly, but you should always focus on progress and learning behaviours of the pupil rather than their personality traits. If you're identifying aspects that the child needs to work on within your comments, make sure you offer a strategy for improvement rather than just pointing out weaknesses. For example, instead of saying, Duncan doesn't listen and can derail lessons with his comments, you should say, although Duncan enjoys sharing his ideas in lessons, he must ensure he shares his thoughts following class rules. It's important that Duncan considers if his comments are relevant to the topic of the lesson before sharing, so he does not distract himself or others. Tip number 8, proofread and double check for errors. Spelling or grammar mistakes in reports can undermine your credibility. As a teacher, you should always be a role model for your pupils through your written work, especially in reports which are important documents that parents and carers like to keep. You should always read through your comments carefully to check for sense and grammar, and use spell check to ensure all spellings are correct. If possible, ask a colleague to review some examples of your reports to gain valuable feedback. If you're a new teacher, ask your mentor or year group leader to check your reports as well to ensure they follow your school's structure and the guidance from this video. And that's it, my top tips for writing high-quality pupil reports. Remember to keep your comments concise, balanced and specific, whilst using parent-friendly language and avoiding any bias. Planning ahead, personalising feedback and double-checking for errors will ensure that your reports are meaningful and impactful for pupils and their families. Whether you're a new teacher looking for guidance or an experienced teacher trying to refine your process, I hope that these tips help make report writing more efficient and, most importantly, more enjoyable. If you're enjoying our top tips style videos and want some other top tips on new topics, comment top tips on with the topic you want more of below. We read all of your comments and listen to our subscribers on what videos that you want next. I've been Zoe from My Progression. Let's keep your career in motion.